I love your
think-
optimism, Kathy.
Love it too.
All right, you're all set.
Okay, great. Good morning, everyone. This is a convening of the Massachusetts Gaming Commission. I'm sorry that I'm a little bit late. That's on me, just getting organized. And before we can get started, this is a virtual meeting. So I will do our roll call. Good morning, Commissioner O'Brien.
Good morning. I'm here.
Good morning, Commissioner Hill.
Good morning. I'm here.
Good morning, Commissioner Skinner.
Good morning, Madam Chair.
Good morning, Commissioner Maynard.
Good morning, Madam Chair.
Great. We'll get started. Today is March 21st. It's public meeting number 509. I thought my last meeting was going to be March 14th, but we had this good work that I'm happy to be able to participate in, and I'll turn it right over to Justin Stempek and Todd Grossman. Before I do, though, I got to say all my proper thank yous on March 14th, but I do want to just take the time to thank three people who have been so instrumental to my work and my sanity, and that would be Crystal Boschman, who's not on, nor should she be, Grace Robinson, and most of all, Trudy Latin. I know Jacqueline is also on, and Jacqueline was instrumental during times, and we all know how great Jacqueline has been. But those three women have been really so very, very helpful to me, and I just thought I would give a personal thank you to them. Tom Mills has been an incredible confidant and so helpful to me as he's our communications director, but man, he knows this stuff substantively. And he has been so instrumental, and I just will miss him terribly, and just want to thank Mills for all that he's done to help me. And then, because I know once we get this business through, we're going to want to go on, I want to acknowledge the steady hand and guidance that Interim Executive Director Todd Grossman has given us over, and I almost made it a full baby, 9 months yesterday, but you corrected me, it was 8 months, and a long period of time to do that job as well as be our general counsel. You are highly regarded in both capacities. You have, during the last so many years in these public meetings, showed exactly your strengths as our general counsel. And I just I got a chance to thank you yesterday, Todd, at our ice cream social. I just wanted to do this properly in the public sphere. So again, we thank you. And now I will turn to you, Interim Executive Director Grossman and General Counsel Grossman and Justin Stempek. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Madam Chair, and thank you for those kind words. Much appreciated. It's been a pleasure and an honor to work with you, for you, and beside you. So thank you. You'll be tremendously missed. As for this morning, I just want to turn it right over to Justin. He is the expert in this particular area. So Justin, it's all yours.
Thank you, Todd, and thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair and Commissioners, today we're meeting to review and finalize a number of final draft licensing decisions with respect to sports wagering operators in the Commonwealth. Notably, these decisions memorialize the results of your detailed public deliberations and discussions with respect to each of these operators who you have awarded sports wagering licenses. The decisions were carefully drafted by outside counsel at Anderson & Krieger, offered detailed review of the relevant hearings and associated materials. Additionally, I personally reviewed and edited each of these decisions myself, often in conversation back and forth with A&K. I'd suggest the goal today is to confirm that these decisions accurately reflect the work that the five of you put into the review of these operator licenses and that nothing critical is missing. Hopefully you had the opportunity to read through them prior to today. We would address we can address each decision in turn to see if there are any substantive changes that anyone feels necessary. If there are changes by way of a typo or a formatting issue, I would kindly suggest that those could be handled individually. You can just email me, and I'm happy to make those changes. But I know there's a lot to read here, so hopefully everyone's had a chance to go through the decisions, and we could sort of jump in at the present. I'm here to help, and as is we have Andy from A&K as well.
Okay, so commissioners, shall we walk, Justin, should you walk us through generally each one?
Sure,
a
we
high
can,
level, and then any particular questions could be addressed. Is that the best way to manage this?
sure, we can take them one by operator. As I'm sure everyone saw going through each of these decisions, they are set up in the same format, the same order of operations, if you will, with each one of these decisions in terms of the various criteria that are being looked at, and how those criteria are being met or not met, and what the ultimate decision was, and then culminating in sort of a conclusory paragraph indicating that the particular operator is eligible to request the particular license. So I believe these are alphabetical, thanks to Grace for organizing this packet so well.
And they're bookmarked in our packet, so alphabetical. They're not alphabetical order exactly, but.
Okay, but yeah, I would highly suggest use the bookmark feature, which Grace taught me, which is super valuable. And I would start with the American Wagering Inc., which is Caesar Sportsbook. They were a tethered Category 3 sports wagering operator license. So I'll turn the floor over to any commissioner who has any comments with respect to this decision.
And if we're going to adopt it, I think we should take your recommendation to move individually, correct? Commissioners, do you have any questions on Caesars?
Justin, I just have an overall question. You and I spoke yesterday about sort of the tense and the factual recitations where some of the stuff isn't accurate anymore. And you said you were going to put something in there that basically said facts are accurate as of
I'll
date of the decision.
Sure, I'll explain that for everyone. I think this may be in the text in certain decisions, and I know I added a footnote in at least 2 different decisions, but I'll make it universal just so it's clear. I plan on adding a footnote on the first page of each decision, just indicating exactly what Commissioner O'Brien said, that the facts of this decision were accurate as of the date, and the respective dates are found in the second paragraph in the procedural history. But I'll make that note for every single decision, just because obviously situations and landscape has changed, and some of these operators are now in additional jurisdictions or fewer jurisdictions or whatever may have changed. But I want to make it very clear that this is a historical document representing a snapshot of where this particular operator was at the time that you heard all this information. So we'll make sure to add that footnote to the first page of every single decision.
Great, thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, Commissioner Bryan. Very good point. Anything else? Commissioners, I'll boss you, Commissioner Skinner. I'll give everybody the chance to just take a final look and are we all set? If somebody's,
I'm all set if you want to hear a motion,
if you
Madam Chair.
to move, and then we can always pause the motion if people have some additional questions.
Okay.
Okay.
So with that said, Madam Chair, I move that the commission approve the written sports wagering licensing decision of American Wagering Inc., doing business as Caesar's Sportsbook, as included in the commissioner's packet and discussed here today.
Second.
Okay. Any further questions? Everyone else set? All right. Commissioner O'Brien.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Skinner.
Aye.
Commissioner Maynard.
Aye.
And I vote yes, so 5-0. All right. Moving on then to Bally's. questions, commissioners?
I'm all set, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Anybody else? Commissioner Maynard? Commissioner Skinner? Questions? Commissioner O'Brien? Commissioner Maynard, are you thinking?
I can move if that's the consensus. But I do like rereading them, even though we read them before the adjustments, after the adjustments, and today it helps me to reskim them. With that said, Madam Chair, I move that the commission adopt the decision deeming Bally's Interactive LLC eligible to request a temporary untethered Category 3 sports wagering operator license as included in the commissioner's packet today.
Second.
Any questions or edits? Commissioner O'Brien?
Aye.
Commissioner Hill?
Aye.
Commissioner Skinner?
Aye.
Commissioner Maynard?
Aye.
And I vote yes. Excellent. Okay, now we're moving on to FanDuel, that there. Did everybody have a chance to look at that? And if you didn't, this is okay too. There's a lot of pages. And I think what's best is what was outlined as the process. We really appreciate A&K. We appreciate Justin's review. Process has been thorough. And of course, our entire process that we went through is on public record. And if I hadn't said it, Todd and Justin and Annie, I'm representing A&K today. I personally really appreciate the format. Questions, commissioners? Commissioner Skinner? Please. Commissioner Hill.
Madam Chair, I move that the commission approve the written sports wagering licensing decisions of Betfair Interactive US LLC as included in the commissioner's packet and discussed here today.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Okay, Commissioner O'Brien,
Aye.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Skinner,
Aye.
Commissioner Maynard,
Aye.
and I vote yes, 5-0. Excellent. Now we're looking at MGM. And Justin, you're going to chime in if there's anything or Annie, and if there's anything in particular that we should be focused on in these matters.
Happy to do so, but I think they're all, as you've seen, they're all relatively straightforward, similar format. If anything specific comes up by any commissioner, happy to address that as well. And just for reference, commissioners, the footnote that we contemplated that Commissioner O'Brien raised, an exemplar of that is in the MGM decision. If you see that at the bottom of the first page, I'd put something similar in every other decision as well.
Madam Chair, I'm ready to move if my fellow commissioners are ready.
Thanks, Commissioner Skinner. Go right ahead and we'll pause if there are any questions.
I move that the commission approve the written sports wagering licensing decision of BetMGM LLC as included in the commissioner's packet and discussed here today.
Second.
I wasn't sure, was that Commissioner O'Brien got the second or Commissioner Maynard?
Commissioner Maynard.
Okay, thanks. Okay, Commissioner O'Brien,
Aye.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Skinner,
Aye.
Commissioner Maynard,
Aye.
and I vote yes, 5-0. Okay. We're now on, do you want to explain that, Justin, please?
Sure. So better was a unique decision, I believe, for the commission, in that Commissioner O'Brien voted in the negative for better. So we wanted to make sure that we accurately reflected that in the decision. That is reflected by way of, in the procedural history section, there's a note that this was a 4-1 vote. And I believe Commissioner O'Brien wanted to add a separate no concern her signature. So Commissioner Brown, turn to you.
Right. So what I had asked is, rather than my signature being in the block like all the others, that it be taken out and moved off, to the right, saying Commissioner O'Brien voted in the negative, so that it's very clear where my vote was on this, rather than sort of this footnote that sort of has me in the block with everyone and then kind of footnotes my vote. I asked that my signature and vote be offset so it's clear.
And thank you for that. That's an important clarifier. Then the other clarifier is the current status of better.
And I'm happy to add a footnote to reflect the most recent developments, with noting that this document itself is memorializing the work that was done to issue their original license. It's similar to the footnote about this being the facts as accurate at that time. I'm also happy to add a footnote that indicates that Better has withdrawn and is no longer operating within the Commonwealth. Yeah. And with the respective date of the one that was finalized, and I can clarify, I can confirm those dates with Carrie.
If that's appropriate for this document, I'm good with that, commissioners.
Yeah.
Because it could be confusing, a few years down the road if someone's not. Right.
Yep.
Anything else about Better? And again, Commissioner O'Brien, your discussion was robust, but that's all in the recording. So there's context as to why you've had that decision. Okay.
Madam Chair, with the changes that were just discussed.
I'm sorry, Commissioner, just before you do that. So I had thoughts and conversations with Justin about whether to go into more detail. Given the fact that they've withdrawn and indicated they might try to come back, I thought the better thing to do was simply leave it as written, and people can go back and look at the conversation in more depth should they come back and try to reapply.
Okay, so you're fine with that.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, good. All right, Commissioner Hill. Any other questions or comments, Commissioner Skinner, Commissioner Maynard on Better? All right, Commissioner Hill. I apologize. I realized I learned yesterday, 5 years later, that I go like this a lot. So there, I'm so sorry.
No worries.
I'm clapping my hands, right? Okay.
Madam Chair, I move that the commission approve the written sports wagering licensing decision of Better Holdings, Inc. as included in the commissioner's packet and discussed here today.
Thank you, Commissioner Skinner. All right, Commissioner O'Brien.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Skinner.
Aye.
Commissioner Maynard.
Aye.
And I vote yes. BGC. This one is also a little bit different from our current operators, Justin.
Well, DGC, I'm just looking at this. Well, because they're not currently operational in the Commonwealth. This is DGC is Betway, so that refreshes any memory.
questions for Justin or Annie? Commissioner Hill?
Madam Chair, sorry, before there's a motion, is there, and maybe I missed it, but is there a similar notation in terms of their status?
Yeah, I think he's gonna put that, right,
Yeah,
Justin?
I was,
Okay,
the chair mentioned that, Commissioner O'Brien, I'm happy to add that to indicate that they've never operated within the Commonwealth, just so that for historic purposes, anyone looking back at this and wondering what their status was or having any confusion, that will be clear. So I just made a note to myself. I'll be adding all
Okay.
these post. this
So,
meeting.
and their exit was different, of course, better
Yep.
ceased, and interestingly enough, DGC had to come before us and withdraw. So there's a
Right.
distinction in our regulations. I don't know. That's all I've got.
Right.
If there's
Yeah.
any more details on the regulation. I just remember that I think when we learned that that it was going to cease, I think we thought they were going to have to come in front of us, but they didn't because they'd already started operating. It was in a different phase where, oh no, maybe DGC didn't have to. Was it only PointBet that had to? Because it was in the application process. I can't remember.
there's
PointsBet's a little bit
difference.
different, and
Right.
PointsBet never requested the license. So while
Right.
they
So
were granted,
they had to they came before us. Did
So
DGC have to come before us, or was it cease? Do you remember?
Todd, do you have a record? I mean, I wasn't here, so I don't. I apologize. I don't know.
No.
So I don't know if someone who was present who can remember that. But
Carrie and Todd may, or Annie may have the exit for DGC. They never started operating, but I can't remember when they left. If it was during the application process or once they
I think-
received.
Oh,
They-
sorry, Madam Chair. I think because DGC never operated, they didn't need to request withdrawal. They just, essentially their license expired.
That's what it was,
Got it.
expiration of their license. The other two had to apply for this to show the cessation process. Okay. Good. Thanks, Carrie.
thank you, Gary.
Okay. So that notation, I think probably it's important to note that because that actually helps on for future decisions. Okay. All right. Can we? Now I'm forgetting. We didn't have the motion yet. Are we
No, not
prepared
yet.
to move with that invitation? Commissioner Hill. Oh, Commissioner O'Brien, you were leaning in.
Sure. I move that the commission approve the written sports wagering licensing decision of Digital Gaming Corporation USA. Sorry, what's the rest of it? As included in the commissioner's packet and further discussed here today.
Okay.
Second.
Thanks, Commissioner. Okay, Commissioner O'Brien,
Aye.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Skinner,
Aye.
Commissioner Maynard,
Aye.
and I vote yes. 5-0. All right, moving on to DraftKings. Any particular issue on this one that we need to highlight?
No, nothing particularly unique to this one, Madam Chair.
Commissioners, any questions?
I can move, Madam Chair. If the commission's ready.
Commissioner Maynard?
Madam Chair, I move that the commission adopt the written sports wagering licensing decision for Crown MA Gaming LLC doing business as DraftKings as included in the commissioner's packet and discussed here today.
Second.
Any questions? Commissioner O'Brien?
Aye.
Commissioner Hill?
Aye.
Commissioner Skinner?
Aye.
Commissioner Maynard?
Aye.
And I vote yes, 5-0. Okay, we're moving then on to Fanatics.
Nothing unique about this one either, Madam Chair. There's maybe one or two more that have unique. I'll call them out. We'll get to them.
Yeah. Thank you. And again, a lot of work went into these decisions and we appreciate it and appreciate we're wrapping it up.
Madam Chair, just to cut to the chase, if we're ready, I can offer the motion.
Let's cut to the chase, Commissioner Skinner. Please.
Absolutely. I move that the commission approve the written sports wagering license decision of FBG Enterprises OpCo LLC doing business as Fanatics or Fanatics Betting and Gaming. Is that right, Justin? Okay.
Yeah.
I see others nodding, so. I'm gonna
FBG
go.
Enterprises OpCo LLC. Yep. DBA
Yeah.
Fanatics. Correct. Yep.
As included in the commissioner's packet and discussed here today.
Second.
Excellent, thank you. Commissioner O'Brien?
Aye.
Commissioner Hill?
Aye.
Commissioner Skinner?
Aye.
Commissioner Maynard?
Aye.
And I vote yes, 5-0. Okay, MGM Springfield.
The only call out I'll do on this one, Madam Chair, is that this was a Category 1 license. So this was not a preliminary licensure. This was the full sports wagering license. It's a slightly different posture than the others that we've gone through.
And the finding?
The finding is where they were granted full durable suitability in the first instance.
And that's,
So, and that's recounted in the conclusion and within the document itself as well.
Yeah.
And they paid their full fee,
and the full fee is?
$5 million.
I'm ready to cut to the chase as well, Madam Chair.
We're chasing. Commissioner Hill.
Okay, Madam Chair, I move that the commission approve the written sports wagering license Category 1 decision of Blue Tarp Redevelopment LLC as included in the commissioner's packet and discussed here today.
Second. You're on fire today, Commissioner Hill.
He's on fire. Well, I think and the reality is, and I can feel, at least express my feeling is that our team has come in very well prepared today for us. Thank you. Commissioner O'Brien.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Skinner.
Aye.
Commissioner Maynard.
Aye.
And I vote yes, 5-0. Moving on to PPC.
So this may look familiar to the commissioners as we just went through durable suitability with PPC last week. this is kind of like a time machine. We're going backwards in time to before they had the durable suitability when they were considered in the first instance. So this was awarding preliminary suitability back last year when they were originally considered, and for their temporary licensure, which was recently renewed as well. So this was although Cat 1, it was on slightly different footing than the MGM Springfield, which we just looked at.
And so we just had our adjudicatory hearing on this, and thank you to PPC for its presentation. And then we deliberated that. Those deliberations are outstanding. The decision is being drafted, but the decision has been made. And commissioners, I've spoken with, actually, it was all three, Todd, Carrie, and Justin, to see if there's a way when the decision comes before you to acknowledge my participation in my decision, which I won't go into what it was or the decision whatsoever. But I think that they thought of Commissioner O'Brien, somehow structurally that it doesn't imply anything about my decision, but it will be referenced even though I won't be signing. Okay. For that. Is that right? Is that fair, Justin? Somehow acknowledgement I was there, and
I've already added language for the draft to that effect, Madam Chair. So when we it should be circulating relatively soon, and when it's circulated, the rest of the commissioners will see that, and we can move forward acknowledging your presence, participation, and your position.
I appreciate that. Kind of it's a closure, so it's a closure. And so in this one, do we have to acknowledge the, do we need to put any kind of a footnote here about the fact that they came back before us at this time?
I think with respect to this one, since there'll be a separate decision on durable suitability, that can stand alone. I'll include the footnote up front that these were the facts as of the time, but we will have another written decision that will be coming out in a matter of a week or two, likely, that will explain the whole durable finding of suitability. And I think looking at those two in conjunction, you'll see the full scope.
I agree with that, and I just wanted to put it out there. Okay, I don't see anybody disagreeing. Do we have a motion on this? Or do we need more time? Commissioner O'Brien.
Certainly. Madam Chair, I move that the commission approve the written sports wagering license decision of Plainville Gaming Redevelopment LLC, also known as Plain Ridge Park Casino, or PPC, as included in the commissioner's packet and discussed here today.
Second.
Any further discussion? Commissioner O'Brien.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Skinner.
Aye.
And Commissioner Maynard.
Aye.
And I vote yes. Moving on to PSI. No particular setup on this one. Annie and Justin and Todd.
This is although obviously connected to Penn, this is supposed for a temporary untethered. Sorry, actually, it's a temporary sports wagering license and was approved. So this doesn't have, aside from the conditions that were imposed upon this particular license, which are the same as those imposed upon the PPC license, that there was nothing particularly unusual or distinct from this licensing decision.
Madam Chair?
Yeah.
I move that the commission approve the written sports wagering license decision of Penn Sports Interactive LLC as included in the commissioner's packet and discussed here today.
Second.
Great. Any questions or edits? Commissioner O'Brien.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Skinner.
Aye.
Commissioner Maynard.
So I actually do have something to bring up. There is a footnote that's attached, or a comment that I think was an editing.
I saw that, Commissioner Maynard. I will clarify. I will remove that and update it. Yeah, I see that.
With that, I say aye.
Vote yes, thank you. Moving on to PointsBet.
Okay, so PointsBet is a bit unusual, Madam Chair. So this was PointsBet had been approved and eligible to request a license, but they withdrew their application and never actually requested the license. So this decision is memorializing the fact that they were deemed eligible. They went through the entire process, although they never actually, the license was never actually obtained, so they withdrew. So I will add a footnote to that effect, so the procedural posture is a little more clear on if anyone looks back historically on their involvement.
Yeah. If they had withdrawn before we had engaged in the process, they wouldn't have had to go and get our consent, if I remember correctly. It was because
I think it's a regulatory requirement. Yeah, they come before the commission to do the withdrawal since they had gone through and started to go through the process. Yeah.
We had spent time with them. All right. With that annotation, questions on PointsBet?
I can move, Madam Chair.
Commissioner Maynard.
Madam Chair, I move that the commission adopt the written sports wagering licensing decision for PointsBet Massachusetts LLC, doing business as PointsBet, as included in the commissioner's packet and discussed here today.
Second.
Any further questions? Okay.
Aye.
You read my mind. Commissioner O'Brien. With an aye. Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Skinner.
Aye.
Commissioner Maynard.
Aye.
And I vote yes, 5-0. Okay. Now we're on to Encore Boston Harbor, a little bit similar to MGM Springfield.
That's exactly right, Madam Chair. This is another category one. Just to remind everyone, this was as a category one, they were found durably suitable in the first instance, and they paid their $5 million fee. So this is not a temporary, this is the full sports wagering license.
Any questions on this one? Of course, a little bit of a different statutory structure for the category one. So,
Madam Chair,
yeah,
I move that the commission approve the written sports wagering licensing decision of Encore Boston Harbor as included in the commissioner's packet and discussed here today.
Second.
Commissioner Maynard, you still reading? You all set?
Good.
Okay. No further questions or edits. Commissioner O'Brien.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Skinner. I saw it but didn't hear it.
Aye.
Thank you. And Commissioner Maynard.
Aye.
I vote yes, 5-0. And now we're on to WinBet. A little bit different as well.
So WinBet is a tethered category 3. They were issued a temporary sports wagering license, just like PSI, for example. So other than that, relatively straightforward. It's similar to the other sort of category 3s, except that they were tethered instead of an untethered license.
So they did, of course, cease operations. I know there's still that 30-day, I think the 30-day period has expired on, they were going to check back in on us. I think we'll make a notation of that similar to
Well, to better. Yes.
Yeah,
so-
because there's a footnote too on page 3 that sort of does a snapshot September of 23, pointing, saying they had ceased operations, but we're still here. I don't know if you just want to
put it down.
finish that and continue and
Yep.
say, and then as of whatever, they applied to cease operations in Massachusetts.
Yeah, I'll attach the respective dates of when their cessation was approved and everything else with both better and with that.
I think we have finalized all that, the cessation, but they were just going to get back on an outstanding issue. That was it.
Right.
They're monitoring. Okay. Any further questions on WinBet or suggestions for clarity? Do I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move that the commission approve the written sports wagering licensing decision of Win Sports Interactive Limited, DBA WinBet, as included in the commissioner's packet and discussed here today.
Second,
Commissioner O'Brien,
Aye.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Skinner,
aye.
Commissioner Maynard,
Aye.
and I vote yes, 5-0. Great work to the team. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Annie and A&K. I know there are lots of folks involved over there. Annie, Commissioners, anything that you want to add before we let them go?
Just good luck to Annie. And I wanted to also just reiterate your comments about General Counsel Grossman and his he and Dr. Lightbound's willingness to step up last summer, and in particular his all the work that he has put in since the middle of July, since Karen Wells left, which has been invaluable to steady the ship as we asked him to do. So I wanted to, I said it to him individually, I wanted to say that publicly also, that I am very grateful for his work over the last 8 months.
Thank you, Commissioner O'Brien. Anything else? Commissioner Maynard.
I think Commissioner Hill was first, but
So sorry, Commissioner Hill.
No, go ahead.
I just wanted to reiterate what Commissioner O'Brien said across the board. Congrats to Annie. Good luck. And Todd Grossman has been invaluable to this organization. Everything that he's done has made this organization better, and I appreciate his service to the MGC and to the Commonwealth. Also, Madam Chair, I know we have told you many times over the last week or so how grateful we are for you. But since this is your last official meeting, I did want to reiterate it and say that you left this place in great shape, and thank you so much for everything you've done for the commission.
Appreciate that. Commissioner Maynard, all of you have been great colleagues, and we don't need to reiterate any. We had such a nice, I had a nice day yesterday. Missed you, Commissioner Skinner. I know you were ill, but had a nice ice cream social to be able to, really for all of us to thank that pretty special team that all showed up, and those who couldn't make it, I'm sure they were there in spirit. This place is very well positioned because of the people who are here day in, day out, making us able to make informed decisions on behalf of the commission and on behalf of the Commonwealth. And for that, I am forever grateful. But to my fellow commissioners, I can't say enough about all that you've meant to me. I'm going to, Commissioner Maynard, we've known each other and of each other for a long time. I thank you for all that you bring to the commission and all that you do to support me. Commissioner Skinner, we were lucky enough to hire you and then have you become my immediate colleague. And, I've watched you evolve and I've watched you grow. And I just have to tell you, I admire your leadership and I thank you for that. Commissioner Hill, an inspired colleague, and I just want to thank you so much for that. And even today, you've got us rolling, and that's that special sense of everything to make things go smoothly and right, and I am grateful. And then I'm going to interrupt again, Commissioner Hill, because this is really my chance to say thank you. Commissioner O'Brien, you have been extraordinary in your role. You always remind us to be better. Your intellect, you're kind enough to generously praise me, and I only wish I could begin to match it. And that has kept me always feeling confident about our decisions, and also confident about how I could do my job, because I knew you were by my side. And for that, I am eternally grateful. And with that, I would love a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner.
And good luck, Annie.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was public. And there's my hand. I saw that. Good luck, Annie.
Second on the motion.
Thanks. Second on the motion and second on the emotions. There we go. Commissioner O'Brien.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Skinner.
Aye.
Commissioner Maynard.
Aye.
Thank you to the legal team. Thank you to our interim executive director and general counsel Grossman. And I vote yes. Meeting is adjourned before noon. Thanks so much.